yeah, first of all, I want to say how happy I am to be sharing space with you today. And I would imagine, like me, you've been following a dream. And it takes guts and courage to do that. Because entrepreneurship is one of the hardest things a person can do. And for women, it's even harder. But it doesn't have to be so hard. The struggle, the stress, the drama, the knots in the stomach, you know what I'm talking about? They are all optional to pursuing your passion and following your dreams. I have come to believe in my 51 years on this planet, and 25 of those as an entrepreneur, that the struggle is not real. The struggle is a perception that lives within your mind, and you get to choose whether you struggle every single step of the way or you let your dreams unfold effortlessly before you. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to share with you 4 core keys how you can reach success with considerably less struggle. And the first of those keys, where everything seems to begin, is with connection. And what I mean by connection is connecting with your passion, the spirit of creativity that lives within you, the seed of creative intelligence that has been planted within your DNA. This is the very thing that inspired you to be on this path in the first place. It wants you to succeed. It does not want you to struggle. And this seed, it contains a roadmap that has every single right move, strategy, person, team, investor, customer, etc., that needs to come to the table to birth your gift to humanity into this world. And when we connect with, and more importantly, learn to use this source of creative intelligence, we can get out of our own way and birth our dreams into the world with ease and save the struggle for another day, if that is what you choose. Now, here's how I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the struggle is not real. When I started my first business, Fuzzy Buns Cloth Diapers, in 1998, I was a young 28-year-old stay-at-home mom with a newborn and a toddler still in diapers. I didn't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of, like my dad used to say. And I was fighting and losing the battle with my newborn's chronic and persistent diaper rash, which forced me to use cloth diapers. Gross. And I remember sitting on my living room floor. The Teletubbies are bouncing around on the TV behind me. There's diapers all over the living room. My daughter has one on her head. I'm trying to figure out how to use these things. And I remember looking up to the ceiling and saying, it's almost the year 2000, and this is as far as cloth diapers have come. There's got to be a better way. And those words unlocked something inside of me, and that seed of creation began to sprout. And then, quite unconsciously, I allowed the spirit of creativity to flow through me and out into this world. Within 3 years, I had an industry-disrupting brand. Fuzzy Buns diapers were being sold all over the world, and I had hit multi-million-dollar status for the first time in my life. I didn't have an investor or a partner, and I had absolutely no clue as to what I was doing. And Google didn't exist yet, so I couldn't Google my way through it. I just did it. Something in me knew how to do it. It was not me. And while I worked very hard, it didn't feel very hard. I was just kind of on autopilot. And I was still in touch with my authenticity, who I was at my core. And because I was, for the most part, still a barefoot little hippie, I was flowing with the force of creation. And nothing really goes wrong there. But then something happened. Success showed up and bit me in the ass and hard. I traded in my Birkenstocks for Louis, Gucci, Prada, Fendi, and the occasional Jimmy Choo, and I became someone I am not. And that's where my struggle actually began. I lost myself. And I lost the connection with myself. And the worst part, I didn't even know I was lost. So the ease and flow that I enjoyed for a steady 5 years would come to a screeching halt. And while I sustained a certain level of financial success, the seed that was originally planted in me failed to grow. And if you are an entrepreneur, you know fail to grow is not a good thing. And this went on for 7 years and nearly killed me twice. My mental health suffered, my children suffered, my marriage failed. My financial stability that I worked so hard for was about to vanish before my eyes. And it wouldn't be until I took a trip to ABC Studios and stood on that oriental carpet in front of those 5 billionaire investors on Shark Tank that a dose of reality and universal tough love would be thrown my way. When one of them said to me, "Tereson, I think the problem with your business is you." And I thought I was going to die right there on that oriental carpet, and I prayed for 4 months that would be left on the cutting room floor, and thank God it was. But I heard him loud and clear, and he was 100% right. It took me another 7 years post-exiting my company of unpeeling my personal onion to find my way back to my authentic self. The one that was open to connecting with the spirit of all creativity and to birth beautiful things into this world. This time, I wasn't on autopilot, and I would actively apply the next 3 keys so that I would never have to struggle again. And guess what? I haven't. The second core key to success without struggle is humility, and I will tell you why. When you're carrying the energy of humility, the channel is wide open to allow your dreams, your visions, your desires to flow to you and out of you with little effort. The opposite of humility is complete and total self-reliance, aka the ego, right? And the bigger the ego, the more narrow and rocky this road to success becomes. It's almost as if the universe sees a humble heart and wants to reward that in wonderful ways. Yes, she's doing it, she's getting it. Let me give her more, let me give her more. Let me make it easy for her. But it also sees an overinflated ego and says, yeah, no, let's knock her down a few pegs. She needs to get over here so we can give her what she really wants. When I stood on that oriental carpet, I had zero humility. I didn't know what it was, why I needed it, or how to find it. All I could see was who did me wrong, what I deserved, and I thought I had all of the answers, and I had zero. Yes, the problem was me. Stay humble, stay grateful, stay true to who you are, stay connected, because that will water the seed that will sprout and grow your dreams. When I look back on what caused me the most internal struggle and suffering, which again was all in my head, I was trying to fit square pegs into round holes over and over and over again. And I spent a large amount of time and energy being pissed off that I couldn't make what I want happen when I wanted it to happen. That's why radical acceptance is the third core key to success without struggle. Radical acceptance is when you stop fighting the creative forces of the universe and start flowing with it. It's when you let go of bitterness and resentment because things aren't going your way. That takes up a tremendous amount of energy. And it's the understanding that everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to be in this moment in time. And it's perfect, just the way it is, even if you don't like it very much. When you apply radical acceptance to your life, the energy keeping you shackled to struggle dissipates, and you open space to accept a new reality, one that might actually be better for you, or possibly humanity, in the bigger picture of things. When I started my business, the barrier to entry for me was low because I had a product that I could easily create, duplicate, and sell from home. That's good, right? Yeah, but what that meant was that I had a product that other people could easily duplicate and sell from home as well. And they did, by armies. I tried for a very short time to protect and defend my intellectual property, but quickly gave that up and just focused on having a superior product, continuing to innovate, and being a spokesperson for modern cloth diapering. Because those things I was good at. They were easy for me. Recently, my 19-year-old son and I, Bennett, were at Target. And this kid came up in the diaper business. So he understands that on a yearly basis, I make this ritualistic stroll down the diapering aisles at all of the big box stores to see if cloth diapers had finally arrived in mainstream America. It's what I had wanted for so long, and I wanted to be the one to do it, but whatever, wasn't the plan for me. But lo and behold, that day came. Pampers hybrid cloth diapering system was staring at me on the shelf, and a tornado of emotions from excitement to joy to confusion took over my body. And my heart sank. I kind of wanted to throw up. My son looks over at me and says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, let's go." I got really caught up in the ego story of that should have been me. All of the hard work and sacrifice I put into the world to make this happen, it should have been me. That was consuming my thoughts, and it was not a good feeling. So I made a very conscious decision to flip the script to radical acceptance. And this is the story that emerged, and stories are really important. This is a story I could live with that made me feel good. And if I feel good, good things are flowing to me. I was only the seed that was supposed to birth this piece of creation into the world and speak loudly enough to get people to pay attention. I'm good at that. Then I had to pull out my superpower of humility and wrap my head around the fact that I never had the resources to do that. And what's more, I didn't have the stomach to do it collectively. Every person, diaper brand, and overseas manufacturer did to make modern cloth diapering what they are today. And there's this huge silver lining here, because today there is 1% less landfill waste being taken up by single-use disposable baby diapers. And that is a big deal. It's a big deal. I was grateful to be the stone that caused such a beautiful ripple effect across the planet and for this planet. Radical acceptance. Now, how do we pull all of this together and use these keys to create alchemy in your business and in your life? And the answer to that is presence. Presence is the fourth core key to success with less struggle. So let's go back to this infinitely intelligent seed within you that's available 24/7 that you're going to start connecting with. It is always trying to communicate with you, giving you directions, navigating you towards bringing your visions to life. But we rarely stop long enough to listen. I mean, think about it. When you're bitching and moaning about what didn't happen yesterday that you think should have happened yesterday, and you're sick to your stomach worrying about tomorrow and what might or might not happen tomorrow, you miss the magic of this present moment. And the present moment is where brilliance is birthed into form. Sit with that for just a second. When you are still, you can truly listen to the voice of creative intelligence as it directs you where you need to go. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I got shit to do. I don't have time to be still and listen. And that's how I would have responded 20 years ago. But you must, because otherwise, you bought the roadmap and you're leaving it in the glove compartment for the entire trip. And you may never get there if you don't look at it. 5 minutes in the morning is all it takes to sit still, connect with your source, humbly declare that you do not have all of the answers, and sit in radical acceptance, accepting that everything is unfolding for you exactly the way it was designed. And as you're sitting in this presence of creative intelligence, ask this part of you for the next right move and listen to the directions that it gives. Then you can take actions with confidence. I've been using these keys for a while in my life, and I apply them to my entrepreneurial life as well. The present moment has, for the most part, become my permanent zip code. I don't spend time in the past unless I'm learning from it. I don't spend time worrying about the future because it's all being worked out for me. I trust this inner intelligence like my life depends on it, because it does. And all I need to do is pay attention to what is in front of me right now, today, and do the best that I can with that. Then I sit and I watch magic unfold beautifully before my eyes. I do not struggle, and you don't have to do it either, if that's what you choose. And if you want to take a deeper dive and adopt some of these strategies and skills and maybe rewrite some of these stories that are keeping you in a place of struggle and suffering, I'm holding a small workshop on November 6th specifically for women entrepreneurs. And you can download a cheat sheet of these keys at my website, teresondupuy.com. And I really hope that you do, because these keys work for anyone who picks them up and uses them. It is a practice, and it is a choice. The choice is yours. I hope you choose to join me in the struggle-free world of the creative flow. Thank you.